what would make me feel more proud is if, because of my efforts, because of my activism, because I continue to be vocal, because I keep putting my finger on it, like I'm not letting it go, I will want to see more people like myself on these Latin networks.
Hola, hola, mi gente. It's Melany Movez. You're watching Blacktinidad. We have a super special guest today. Everyone, put your hands together for Amara La Negra. What's goody, mama? How are you?
All is well. All is well. You know what? Right now we're having the VIP exclusive. You are in my bed, in my bedroom. Okay. Mejor de aquí no se puede hacer. Super excited. I just came from some rehearsals now. I'm doing El Teletón for Univision, and always busy, keeping myself productive.
All right. Okay, so usually I either start my interviews with an icebreaker or like, tell me about yourself. But honestly, if nobody knows who you are, I'm like, what rock do you live under? So let's start with an icebreaker. Okay. I saw this today on my friend's story and I was like, oh my God, perfect icebreaker. Icebreaker is, in a versus between Maduros and Totones, who would win?
Whoa, that is the toughest question anyone has asked me, because it all really depends on the mood, especially now. Ay, Dios mío. I'm going to go, shoot. Okay, don't kill me, but I think I'm going to go the Maduros. I'm going to go with the Maduros because, look, I like the tostones with cachu or barbecue or anything. It's like our French fries. Pero I rather them hervido. O como mangú.
All right. I'll take it. I'm definitely a more totone girl, but
not everybody knows how to make totones though. Sometimes they be hard. Sometimes they be like,
right? You gotta have soggy. The right amount of fry in there. I get it. But some people don't know how to make maduros. Like, don't be making maduros if the banana's not madura. Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
I get it. All right, cool. Great icebreaker. We was arguing the other day about these today. I'm like, nah, tostones wins, guys. Like, get out of here. Bueno, so let's talk about what's going on in your life today. Before we get into the juicy stuff, I hear that you have a new show on Fuse called Don't Cancel Me. So talk about the show. What are we gonna hear? Should we expect from the show?
Okay, so Don't Cancel Me came about like 2 years ago or so, or like 3. Well, no, actually, no. We originally had an idea to do a talk show. It was more like Sex Sells, which is also on Fuse. And then one thing led to the other. The pandemic came and we didn't have an opportunity to actually, put the show together. And then we sat down last year during the pandemic with my publicist, Marilyn, and we started talking about why not doing like a safe space, a safe zone where people can be honest, transparent, and not feel like they're getting judged. And why not hit those uncomfortable conversations, whether it is from the LGBTQ plus community, or talk about immigration, or talk about finances, or talk about women empowerment, or talk about whatever you have in mind, but without feeling like you're being judged. And that's where Don't Cancel Me came about. Now with cancel culture, everyone feels like they can't be vocal. They can't express themselves because they're afraid what society might say, social media, or whoever the case may be. So now I'm just giving you an opportunity to be yourself, be honest. I'm not going to judge you whether I agree or disagree. As a matter of fact, if I disagree, help me understand, why do you feel this way? I think that these days we need to have better communication skills and be more open-minded and understanding of other people's opinions without automatically pointing fingers and judging them for it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Like, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. What I do enjoy about cancel culture is that it makes everybody a little bit more accountable, right? And I find that the most people that are affected by cancel culture are people who are already assholes anyway, right?
Right.
For me,
but it all depends realistically, because I feel like if you really cross the line, if it's your turn to be canceled, but yeah, you got canceled. However, I also feel that we do live in a very sensitive era where people can get offended off anything. If you disagree with someone, cool. I just disagree with you. I don't support you for that. And then that's it. You don't have to cancel them completely. Like, for example, if an artist does something I disagree with, it doesn't mean I stop liking your music. It just means I disagree with your way of thinking. And that's okay. And there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with a lot of things that you think it's right. So I'm glad that it does make some people accountable, but I also feel that sometimes we can be so judgmental, and we become an era of bullies. Some people are just will just hop on the boat without even knowing why you're mad at this person for.
Because nobody wants to read. Nobody wants to see. Like, I'm the person, I'm gonna watch the whole video. I want all the context before I even sit down and have any like point any fingers. For me, what I find though is that I don't think people should be canceled, but a lot of the things that people get canceled for, I do believe there are specific issues that we need to learn how to unlearn, because we have been conditioned to just honestly be a shitty ass society. So I do think there's space and grace to help someone unlearn maybe some of the things they've been conditioned to believe that are kind of like rooted in some really hateful and just really fucked up rhetoric about people in general. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. And so let's just love each other for just literally existing.
But the only way of doing that is by having communication. And that doesn't mean I'm going to curse you out and be like, what the fuck is that? That's not the way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, I would say that I'm good at it because been there, done that. Originally, when I started the conversation of the Afro-Latino community, a lot of people were like, oh my God, instead of me feeling like I had to feel offended in a way that I became violent about it, I just felt like it was an educational moment. Why don't we use this moment, since a lot of y'all feel like you don't know about Afro-Latinos, you don't know about our history, you don't know where we come from, you don't know none of this stuff. Let me teach you, let me explain. And I think that that's what we're missing. We're so ready to argue, to judge, to cancel, to this, that we don't use this opportunity or whatever opportunities it may be to let it become an educational moment. This is how you messed up. This is how you messed up. This is what you need to know. This is why it offends. You don't understand why your comment offends people. Let me explain this to you. That's the way that I think that we should really go about things.
I agree. Definitely needs to be a little bit more grace. When it comes to like Afro-Latinidad, part of me is like, let me teach you. And part of me is like, we've been here, bro. Like, what am I teaching you?
Right, I get it.
Which brings me to the next part of the interview. So you were recently on Red Table Talk, and you were discussing like Afro-Latinidad and the issues that Afro-Latinos face in the media and so on and so forth. How was that experience on Red Table Talk? And actually, it's Red Table Talk with the Estefans, right? So
with the Estefans, yes. I really enjoyed it. I had the best conversation ever. As a matter of fact, by the way, guys, go check out my podcast, Exactly Amara. Today, we are, by the way, on iHeartRadio. Today, we just put out my interview with Emily Estefan. We had a one-on-one conversation as well, independently on my show. But I won't tell you what it is, but you just have to go check it out. Anyways, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was a conversation that needs to be had. I think that is a conversation that continues to need a platform, even though that everybody knows about it, even though that we know all the issues. I feel like a lot of times it's a trendy situation. It's like when George Floyd happened, when the Black Lives Matter movement happened, everyone had something to say. Everybody was on defense mode. Everybody was in, united and Black empowerment. Era todo eso. And then, you don't really hear about it till they kill another Black person or till something racist happens again, which happens daily, but we have the opportunity to see it, on TV or when it goes viral. So it's like, I feel that these conversations need to continue. It can't be we're going to do it, for Black History Month or for a moment y ya. Especialmente para la comunidad Afro-Latina, especialmente para los Latinos. This is one of those conversations that as much as people try to avoid, we need to talk about it, because unfortunately, there's still people that don't get it. And it was one of those moments where I really had to sit there and be like, so please don't sit in front of me and act like you don't know this is happening. Because, there were certain parts where they were like, oh, really? And I was like,
girl.
Stop.
And that's funny, because I wanted to bring up something that, and I'm forgetting her name, you worked with her on Sábado Gigante.
Lily Estefan.
Lily. And she said something to you about like, now you being that person that represents everyone so that all girls can look up to you and then see themselves represented, which I thought on one end is beautiful, but on another token, it's just like, that's the whole issue. Like, you should not be the first. How do you feel about that? I know recently I saw an interview with Amanda Seales and Kevin Hart, and she spoke about her being one of the first Black woman in whatever so many years to have a comedy special. And she basically told Kevin Hart, it's like, I'm proud, but I'm not, because I should not be the first in this many years. You know, so how do you feel about being the first and like being in that kind of like dichotomous place?
I agree. You know, it's a proud moment and it's like, I'm proud and I'm not. Pero a la misma vez, I feel like, well, being in the entertainment industry is like it's like winning the lottery. Everybody plays it. Everybody wants to get there, but very few of us are the ones that actually get to see that light. And when I mean that light, I mean, make it worldwide or internationally, or, you know, get known worldwide, whatever the case may be. So when you have that opportunity, you have to know how to use it. And I mean, not just as far as doing music, entertaining and all those things, but also use your voice to actually make a difference, to be impactful in some way. So to me, it's like, yeah, of course, I'm proud that I have been able to be one of those Afro-Latinas, one of those Black women, one of those Latinas, a woman that people can look up to, the young girls can look up to. But what would make me feel more proud is if, because of my efforts, because of my activism, because I continue to be vocal, because I keep putting my finger on it, like I'm not letting it go, I will want to see more people like myself on these Latin networks, on these movies, on these magazine covers, and to know part of the reasons why these changes happened was because Amara La Negra took place, you know, and that would truly make me proud. So I know it's hard. We're only one person, like Amanda, you know, you're one person. It's hard for you to make, you know, a difference in the industry for everyone, but you are at least breaking that barrier. And that's the most important part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this show is called Blacktinidad. So I wanted to ask you, when you hear the word Blacktinidad, what do you think?
Blacktinidad, bueno, mi amor, I hear drums. I taste sazon, I taste flavors. I hear merengue, I hear salsa, I hear punta. I see garifunas dancing. I see so much history. I see and I think of our ancestors. I think of melanin. I think of all shades of melanin. I think of textures of hair. I think of facial features. I think of body shapes. I think of hips and ass and tits. And I think of many things when I hear that, because being Black and being Latina or Latino is a fusion of many things, of art, of beauty, of history. And that's why, you know, I embrace it so much, and I feel so comfortable, and I feel so proud, and I feel so honored to be able to be part of you know, being Afro-Latina, being Black, being Latina, being all of that and above.
So love that. Okay, 2 more things, and then we're gonna do a little something, and we out of here. So
okay,
I'm also a certified personal trainer. I'm a professional dancer, so I'm you know, very much in the health, lifestyle, wellness space or whatever. But recently you just went a huge transformation. Like, you had gained a considerable amount of weight, and then after that you got on your fitness tip. Tell me about that journey, and tell me about the positive and negative comments that you would get, both about your weight and then when you lost the weight.
You know that I realized, and this is, it maybe is a Libra in me. Y a veces mi mamá siempre me dice, tú hablas demasiado, tú todo lo dices, y tú crees que todo el mundo es igual que tú. You know, you feel like everybody's just like you. I'm very open, I'm very transparent. But then I've had to learn to keep some things to myself. Because a lot of times people want to know, not because they care, pero para chismosear, just to be nosy, just for entertainment. And I've always had issues with my weight. At one point in life, I was bulimic. I've been skinny. I've been fat. I've been skinny. I've had thyroid issues. I have had a roller coaster of when it comes to my body. I've been ashamed of my body. I've been proud of my body. I've tried to hide my body. It's been a lot. So during the pandemic, in this case, I got to 230 pounds and I didn't even notice. I think that everybody gained a couple of pounds during the pandemic. Everybody was just at home, chilling, eating all day, whatever. And then I also had so much positive influence from social media and from, you know, families and friends of, ooh, girl, you thick. Ooh, you fine. Ooh, you this. Instead of telling me, I'm not saying that I wasn't, you know, thick or whatever, but like, conchale, tell me that you're fat. Tell me, oye, stop it. Cierra la boca, that's it. Close your mouth, you're doing too much. You know, because I weighed 230 pounds. I wasn't feeling my best, and I decided to go to the doctors. I found out that I have fibroids in my ovaries. I have a small tumor in my liver. I have kidney issues. I have many things that the people, well, I'm just saying it for the first time now because, you know, whatever.
Wow, thank you for like opening yourself about it.
A lot of people, you know, are so concerned more about my physical appearance for attraction, you know, so that I could be accepted or physically attractive on social media or for the people, that nobody actually really cared. Like, damn, maybe Amara's going through something. Like, is she okay or whatever? So I ended up having to make certain decisions that were beneficial for my health. I decided to, you know, do that. I lost 60 pounds. And in the process of losing 60 pounds, that also boosts up your, you know, your hormones and all types of things. And then after I was so proud, which I still am, you know, of losing these 60 pounds, my body completely changed. I went from being thick and voluptuous and sexy and curvy and all those things to looking more like Vogue model, skinny, petite, very put together, which not necessarily I was loving. You know, I kind of had to learn how to figure myself and love myself again, because I'm so used to having a fat ass and thick thighs, and then now all of it is gone.
I mean, you still had to ask, girl, because I was like, she still got the curves. The curves were there. Don't let nobody fool you. The curves were still there.
The curves are still there, but without 60 pounds. And then in the process of that, I got pregnant with triplets, lost one. Now I'm pregnant with twins. Wow. And you know, now I'm eating like crazy, and it's part of trying to understand again, like, after you lost all that weight, it's not that you're going to gain all of it back, but I have gained already like 13 pounds back. And I have to be understanding that I'm feeding 2 more people. So it's like, be patient and be cool in the process.
Yeah. I think that it's really important to acknowledge that weight in it of itself is arbitrary, right? It doesn't matter what your weight is. Your weight generally does not signify whether you're healthy or unhealthy. There's a lot of like misconceptions about that. And also, you're never going to stay at the same weight. You know what I mean? Depending on what's going on with your body, you're going to gain weight, you're going to lose weight, whatever the case may be. What I love about the body positive movement is that it allows you to accept your body as it is in whatever part of the journey that you're at. And I think that's what you're going through. And I love that you're so open about it, understanding like, okay, I've had all these other issues with my body and with my health. And now that I'm understanding that I need to put my health first, especially now you're pregnant with twins, you know what I mean? Then it's also understanding to accept my body where it is, as it is, and just be gracious with it. But at the same time, be conscious about what I'm putting into my body to make sure that what I'm putting into it is healthy for me. And then now your 2 little babies, which let's talk about that. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. I'm really happy. I'm excited. But I'm going through my roller coaster of emotions. You know, I'm the only child. I grew up without any family besides my mom, and you know, this is definitely something new to me. You know, my is changing, my tits is changing. I just had my first hair in my chin. I almost died. Oh my gosh, it's like there's a lot of things happening right now. But I'm trying to enjoy the process because I'm nervous, I'm anxious, I'm excited, I'm scared, I'm confused. I have many, many feelings at this moment.
Wow, that's so precious, and that's such a blessing. I'm a twin.
You're lying.
Wait, yeah, I'm a twin.
With another girl or with a boy?
With another girl, but we're fraternal. I don't know if your twins are identical fraternal, but me
no, mine's are fraternal too.
Oh, yay! So
yes. Oh my God, tell me all about it. How was it? Were you guys fighting a lot when you were younger? Oh my God, I can't do this.
Girl, we still fight to this day. We are like night and day. And I think the biggest issue about like being a twin is just that you're always in competition with each other, and you don't even try to be in competition with each other because you're in the house, and it's always, why don't you be smart like Melany, or why don't you be more social like Melany, or why don't stop being, you know, so emotional. Why can't you just be, you know what I mean? Like you're always comparing one twin to the other twin, and sometimes that's like really hard, because then what ends up happening is you grow up and you have resentment towards your twin. and I'm not saying anybody did this purposely, right? Like, I just think it just tends to happen. So I think any advice that I give with anybody who's about to have twins is to make sure that you are speaking to them as two like completely different individuals, because they are two completely different individuals, and you don't want them to like be in this mental battle with each other, right? Because then now me and my twin sister are in a space where we have to like unlearn, unpack a lot of those things, unpack a lot of those resentments, so that we can just love each other for exactly who we are and just learn how to be more gracious with each other. And it took us 36 years to do that. So,
oh my God.
You know what I mean? So that's what I tell everyone. Like, it at some point, it was annoying to always dress the same. Like, I didn't want to dress like her anymore. I wanted to dress like myself.
Oh my God, that's my favorite part. I can't wait to dress them the same.
But you know what? I think I think you can do that, but I think at some point, like, maybe, you know, see, once they can make their own decisions, like, hey, do you want to wear something different? And see if they are having different tastes, so that they can then cultivate their own personalities. You know what I mean? Because then it always feels like I always got to be like my twin. And it's just always a bummer. Like, I always got to be like Melody. And then Melody feels like, oh my God, I always want to feel like Melody.
Right. Okay,
and then you grow up, right? And then you're always in competition with me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just living my whole life.
I'm willing to be flexible. You guys can wear different colors, but the same outfit. That's it. Different colors, the same outfit. Okay, look.
I mean, trust me. And you know what's crazy? Now that we're older, now that we're healed and everything, now it's like, and let's wear the same thing on our birthday. Like, girl, it's our birthday. We both gotta wear blue. Like, now it's cool that we're older. But when we were younger, like, it was annoying at some point. It was just like, why don't you wear a dress like Melody wears a dress? I don't like wearing dresses. Like, you know what I mean?
So, but do you guys look alike a little bit or no?
We look like sisters, but we don't look like twins. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think she came out looking more like my mom, and I came out looking like my dad, like straight up.
Now I'm curious to see a picture on Instagram or something. I want to see both of you.
Oh, can I do that? No, you can't. Can you let me share, host?
Bueno, I don't know how this is, pero later on, you definitely have to send me a picture because I want to see
on the gram, and I'll send it to you because my sister.
Now I'm curious. Anytime I see.
You know what's great though, because we grew up together, and we were each other's support system. Like, we were able to like grow in our own regards, right? So like, I'm in the professional space. I'm a dancer. I'm an actress. Whatever. My sister is a social worker, but she also uses the arts through her program called Foster Care Unplugged, and she uses the arts to mentor and use as therapy with the foster kids that she has. So cool. It's really cool how we're able to just like go tit for tat and feed off each other. Because honestly, like, even when we didn't speak, when we fought, we didn't like. When I didn't speak to my sister for a while because we were fighting, like, that was the worst part of my whole entire life. Like,
oh, that's so
like,
sweet.
I let my sister down, like. Woo! Don't even. I'm about to get emotional. I love that girl so much. Like, I don't care if we're fighting tooth and nail, but only I can fight her. Nobody else can fight her. Only I can fight her.
Exactly. And you see, in my case, since I'm an only child, I never had the opportunity to experience what it is to have a brother. How does it feel to have a sister? And none of those things. So I want to do my best to, in due time, make sure that they love each other and that they're there for each other. And I want them to get along as best as possible. So I will be beating that ass. If for any other reason I see y'all coming for each other, that's what we're not going to do over here. So I'll be there, but definitely thank you for giving me that pointer, because probably unconsciously, without knowing it, it is true. I'm sure that a lot of parents and do go through that of like, oh, you should be more like your sister. You should be more like, and without even knowing how in the long run, it really can affect them. So definitely thank you for that pointer. Yeah, for sure. Well, I think this is the end of our interview. Oh my God, 2 hours, girl. All right, this is so much fun. Thank you. Likewise, thank you guys so much. All right. Mwah. All right, y'all. That was Amara La Negra here on Blacktinidad. I'm your host, Melany Movez. Join us next time as we continue to amplify Latinos who are Black as F.